Authorities have checked out multiple reported sightings, but none have were ever confirmed. And in 2010, Amy Bradley was officially declared dead. But that hasn't stopped her family from looking for answers. In fact, earlier today, I spoke with Brad Bradley. This is the missing woman's brother, long ago cruise companion. Here's what he had to say. Brad, after all these years, what makes you think your sister is still alive?
Jesse, thanks for having me on. It's just a gut feeling. My parents and I have shared the same feeling ever since day one, and it's maintained all these years. I don't know how to explain that to people or make it make sense to everybody. But we've had a strong feeling that she's still out there, and that she is still alive. And that's, obviously we don't know that to be true, but that's our gut.
Any credible leads? I know there's been reports of sightings and maybe confirmed pictures. Anything credible at this point?
There are several credible leads that obviously I can't speak on now. I don't want to compromise the integrity of any investigations that are ongoing, but we do have a number of credible leads that we're working on and following up on to rule in or out as far as their significance.
Do you believe Amy was a victim of human trafficking in any way?
We do. You hear a lot of people online talk about, their opinion is that she jumped off or fell off. I can guarantee you those chances are zero. Also, chances zero that she walked off voluntarily or, went off to start a new life. Those things did not happen. We have enough evidence where we believe that she was targeted from the time her, maybe when we got on the boat. Maybe they knew by, a passenger manifest that was available to crew prior to us even getting on the boat. Her pictures were missing. They were the only pictures missing in the photo gallery that night when my mom and her went to get our formal pictures that are on the screen right now. And we believe she was targeted. We believe she was taken, and we believe she was removed from the ship, either that morning or subsequently, perhaps on another island. But we believe strongly that she was taken off on Curacao.
There's been a lot of conversation about this musician that she was talking with that night, Alistar Douglas. I understand you had kind of a strange conversation with him shortly after Amy went missing. I mean, can you tell us a little bit more about that, and if you think that plays into any of your beliefs about what might have happened?
I went up, we're looking around separately so we can cover more ground, and, looking everywhere I had been, everywhere I knew to look. I went up in the dance club. I went to the front of the ship, the back of the ship, around the walking track. At some point, I sat down at a table by the pool on one of the upper decks, and I was, exasperated. I was realizing that something wasn't good. And right about that time, and this was roughly, and it's hard to be exact about the time frame, but it's roughly between 7:30 and 8 a.m. I had sat down for maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and Yellow walks up to my table alone and says, "Hey, man, I'm sorry to hear about your sister."
Yeah.
Now, at the time, it didn't register me right then, but there had been no announcements made. My parents had, it's documented in the security report, they reported her missing at the purser's desk for the second time at 7:35. Previously, my dad, on the way back to the room, the chief of security was in our hallway, just so happened, and he let him know that he was looking for his daughter. He didn't say Yellow's name, didn't say anything like that. But Yellow asked me, he's like, "Man, when was the last time you saw her?" I left her at 3:30. And so I started to go into my timeline as far as, I left the club at such and such. And he said, "Hold on a second, I want my brother to hear this." So he walks over to my right about 50 feet or so, and there's a table with 3 or 4 guys at it, maybe 5 guys, and he brings one of them back over. And he said, "Okay, go ahead." And so I continued to give them my timeline as far as when I got back to the room, when she got back to the room, what time I went to bed. And, later it struck me pretty hard that, I was giving them a clear timeline to get their story straight, potentially.
Brad Bradley, keep the conversation going. We will do the same here. Thank you so much for taking the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.